Hello everyone, this is CoolPro195 and welcome to a brand new special Let's Play on this channel, and today's Friday the 30th of June 2017, which can only mean one thing. This is part 1 of Let's Play Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy for the PlayStation 4, and this is the PAL version that I'm playing, clearly because I'm in a BST time zone right now, so yeah. And this is gonna be a legendary Let's Play. I'm insanely hyped to play this game already. I can't wait. My heart is like pumping so fast. I'm just put the disc in for nostalgic purposes, even though I already have the digital download already. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Oh, and I see some people live streaming already. Oh yeah, speaking of live streaming, I sincerely apologize that I couldn't deliver a live stream series on Twitch like I did with Skylanders Imaginators Crash Edition, because internet problems that have been going on through the past few months. But yeah, but that's not stopping me from doing a Let's Play. And another thing I'd like to say before I start off is that initially I was planning to do this Let's Play in 4K at 60 frames per second, but then I couldn't because of some technical issues with trying to get my brand new capture card to actually work with a preview, and turns out it works differently to any other capture card. So yeah, it has its own learning curve to it, which is, well, at the same time not surprising because it's an obscure capture card after all. But yeah, but anyways, to compensate that, I may, if I do actually get it working or get a better capture card, then I'll most probably consider actually doing a 4K playthrough after this Let's Play at some point, only if I get a good 4K. Only if I actually get some 4K footage out of it, but yeah. Anyways, let's start off this amazing Let's Play. And I'm playing this on the PS4 Pro as well, so it's still going to be enhanced, and it looks just as amazing in 1080p as well. Ah, that loading screen. That crate.
Activision presents a smashing blast from the past, developed by Vicarious Visions. It's Crash Bandicoot!
And here we are, people, Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy for the PlayStation 4. Now let's get into this amazing game. Man, I'm so insanely hyped. I can't even put it into words. That background looks so amazing. I love the way they divide up the 3 games, the scenery per game. Oh yeah, just gotta accept this license and privacy policy. Yeah, they ripped the old sound effect from the original. Nice. But yeah, I'll be playing all these games in order. So first off, I'll be starting off with Crash Bandicoot. Then I'll be moving on to Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back and Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. So yeah, and which they're still currently installing. So yeah, let's start off with Crash Bandicoot 1. Now, presumably the intro is going to load up. Yeah, the opening cutscene is definitely going to load up after this loading screen.
But, Dr. Cortex, we haven't determined the cause of past failures.
Moron! This Bandicoot will be my general, and he will lead my Cortex commandos to world domination. This time, I shall reign triumphant. We are closer than ever before. Quickly, into the vortex.
Dr. Cortex, the vortex is not ready. We have no idea what it could do.
Failure again. him!
Uh-oh.
Prepare the female Bandicoot.
Okay, and it loads straight into Insanity Beach instead of going to the map, which is quite helpful. It makes sense as well because it transitions well from the end of the cutscene. Oh, and here we are. The famous Insanity Beach that we all knew. This is my childhood reborn right here. Hang on, let me test out the analog, because apparently the analog actually works really well. Whoa, this actually feels cool. Nice how you can actually, they provide hints there as well. The music is amazing, just as I remember it. They remastered the tracks to make them sound really close to the original, which is what I love. Oh, turns out you can't press circle to spin like in the original as well, because in the original you could press square and circle to spin, but over here you can only press square. It's probably going to take me some time to get used to these controls. Oh yeah, I can still do that in Insane Trilogy, which is sick. Dun, 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 dun. The checkpoints. Now what's cool about the checkpoints is that in Insane Trilogy you can actually save all the boxes in Crash 1 in order to get a gem, instead of having to retry all of the level if you die. Oh fuck! Well, I fucked up. Well, then again, a lot of people made that mistake. Spin Doctor, nice. Well, this is just a casual playthrough anyway. I was using the analog, so I don't think I'm actually used to these new controls. Some people have been saying it's worse, some people have been saying it's better, but you know. Now I gotta go do this. Usually in the original I'd actually make it cross perfectly first time, but you know. Man, I apologize if I don't talk entirely throughout the whole way, but it's also because of, you know, trying to take all of this in. Yeah, and you can save, you could get a gem, and I just died, but the only thing is that only applies to clear gems, that doesn't apply to color gems. So yeah, I'm gonna have to watch out for that. Whoa, first fuck up in Insanity Beach, how embarrassing. But yeah, then again, it's a case of getting used to the new controls. And now, it's taking us to Wampa Islands. And as you can see, we can now do the relics across the first 3 games, but what I plan to do is, I don't plan to actually do the relics like straight away. I plan to do them after I actually complete each game 100%. But, well, for Crash 1 and 2, I plan to do them 100% first, then do the relics, because the relics aren't really a necessity in comparison to the 3rd game. So yeah, now let's enter Jungle Rollers. By the way, we cannot get the gem. We actually cannot get the box gem here because we need the green gem in order to access that secret area, which you're going to see later on in the level. It sure looks brighter than I remember. Even though this isn't actually 4K, it actually feels 4K, just looking at it. And those skunks are in far more detail. And here we have our first Torna icon, where we pick up in order to enter a bonus round, and you'll see an interesting difference. Oh, and here we are, the Aku Aku invincibility for the 2nd time running. And what's interesting is that you don't actually rebound of the Rolling Stones this time, you actually go right through them. And yeah, this is the secret area I was talking about. You need the green gem for this platform right here in order to go up, to smash those 3 extra boxes. And here's our second Tornado token. Yeah, in order to get the gem. Oh, no, I wonder how I'm gonna get to this area. Let's see. And this is an intense challenge right here. Hopefully I get it, because the controls are different to the original, right? Yes, I got it! Even in Insane Trilogy, I still got that shit on lock. Man's on it. Just a minor fuck up. It didn't entirely throw off my game in Insanity Beach, but you know. Alright, anyways, here we go. To the Torna bonus round. And yeah, it actually unlocks through a portal this time. And the trophy earned, that's what those do. Man, the music is so amazing. Cortex steals your goal, Morpho. And here we are. I love the scenery of the bonus round as well. And that was easy. Yeah, as you see in like the bonus round, you can. The boxes are now actually a requirement to complete the level 100% in order to get the gem. So yeah, there's that they've changed. They've actually changed a lot. And yeah, obviously I missed 3 crates because, as I had mentioned earlier, I need the green gem to go up to that secret area. Oh, the good old classic reference. Where those boxes fall on top of Crash. Alright, now moving on to the Great Gate. Now what I've seen from the Great Gate so far for Insane Trilogy before I even played it is that it has an even more tribal feel to it, which is basically the point of the level, you could say. Like, I just love the aesthetics and everything. I like how it says hold X to bounce higher. Oh yeah, and one thing, a difference that you notice in the original is that those boxes, those crates down there, those iron bouncy crates, they actually have 2 of them there instead of 1. Wow, okay, I jumped too early there. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, these crates, they have 2 of them here instead of 1 when you're going up, presumably to make it easier for the player. That's funny because I swear I held X the last time. Oh yes, I can actually make it on top this time. You can actually make it on top of those crates. I thought you couldn't because I saw people having difficulty doing that, but turns out you can. Alright. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, they gave it a more like totem feel to it. It feels more like to Insanity in a way over here, because just look at the background. It just looks so sick. Look at how much detail there is in the background now. I'll be getting invincibility now if I hadn't have died there. Fucking hell. First on a token. These guys piss easy as usual. I swear this crate would usually be a life in the original, but they decided to change it, which is, you know, interesting in a way. Just a minor observation. And here we are entering the second bonus round of the game. Okay, now this bonus round here that I've noticed in comparison to the last one, in Insane Trilogy in particular, you can see it in much more detail. The blue, like the blue sky in the background is much clearer in comparison to the last bonus round in Insane, into like the Jungle Rollers bonus round, and in comparison to the original as well. And I know I don't have to go into these bonus rounds because I need to unlock secret area anyway, but you know, I'm just going into it just to showcase for the fun of it. I know I could have went there, but it's just nice to showcase it. There's 8 boxes left, and you need the yellow gem to get there. And what I've noticed is that there's actually just one platform that takes you to the other side instead of multiple gems that you can, multiple gem platforms that you jump on top of that are over the portal. But yeah. Anyways, going back to One Part Islands. Oh, here we go. Boulders. Oh, this is it, people. We're entering uncharted territory. Okay, I apologize if you hear anything in the background, but yeah. For those of you who didn't actually get the pun, like Uncharted Territory, this is the level you actually play in Uncharted 4. Whenever you reach chapter 4 and whenever you reach a later stage in the game afterwards. So yeah, this is Boulders. Man, I just love that throwback. And yeah, I had to mention Uncharted for this because Uncharted is an awesome franchise made by Naughty Dog, just like Crash, so I felt like it was appropriate. And the music, man, I can't even put into words how sick the music is. This music over here actually sounds more tribal with the didgeridoos and everything. And even when you reach to the end, you'll hear like the music. Gotta concentrate. You know, I'm actually playing with the analog stick right now, and I gotta say, it controls really well. It actually controls well, it's just a case of getting used to it. It was pretty much the same case of getting used to the controls in Oddworld New and Tasty, the remake of Oddworld Apes Odyssey. And just like that, we got a second gem. Like a boss. That throwback, oh yeah, Crash. And Crash has multiple animations for getting a gem this time. It's not just spinning around and throwing the gem up in the air. I mean, he buffs up the gem also. Like, he throws it up. I'm moving on to Upstream now. Another level. This is one of the levels we actually seen a developer playthrough. Actually, it wasn't really a developer, it was more like a reviewer doing a playthrough of it with his commentary over it. But of course, we're gonna notice some differences now. Well, there'll be a shit ton of differences. And let's not forget the Aku Aku crate right here. Oh yeah, and this stone over here is where we would see the time trial clock appear whenever we re-enter the level after we complete it. Oh, and speaking of these levels, like these type of levels, I remember in the Japanese versions of the originals, they actually changed the size of the platforms for these stream levels. And I'm wondering, like, since they're actually making a Japanese version of this as well, which is coming out on the 3rd of August 2017. I'm wondering if they're actually going to change the platform sizes as well, because presumably they did that in the Japanese version in order to make it easier, but you know, it's just, we'll see what happens when it comes out. But yeah, the Japanese version is called Sandan Mori, by the way, and I'm loving these rippling effects that they put in. Spin away those piranhas. Oh yeah, I also like how the reviewer says, spoiler alert, you have to go down there to get a gem. To smash more boxes to get a gem. But yeah, and we are approaching our 3rd bonus round, I believe. Yeah, it is the 3rd bonus round. Alright, let's move on. Okay, now here they've actually is where they actually put the shadows to work on the crates. But you notice that those crates are actually much darker. I clocked that on the reviewer playthrough of this, but you know, we're gonna have to re-enter these bonus rounds anyway. Alright, here we go. Hang on, let me try a speedrunning strat. Yeah, that actually works. That actually works. Thank fuck for that. But you know, I still gotta be wary of these new controls here. Man, the water effects, the effects underneath the water. It's just all blowing my mind. I'm insanely pumped. But yeah, I pretty much know what to expect within the levels anyway. It's just the controls. It's just the way the game controls, pretty much. Alright, anyways, moving on to Papu Papu, our first boss fight. And no, I won't be ending off by each boss fight, since this is a whole trilogy I'm let's playing, so... And we fight our first boss, Papu Papu, so I figured for Crash 1 to do every island like I mentioned before. And they entered 5 hit points, just like they did in the Japanese version. Whereas in the original, they had only 3 hit points, but yeah. And I figured I'd showcase this for the fun of it, but enough pissing about, It gets faster and faster every time he, puts it down. Like, the further hit points you get. And, of course, it shares the exploits, but right now you don't even need it, because Papu Papu is actually less taller than I remember him being in the original. And there's far more animation to what he does as well. Yes. Oh, instead of the yeehaw, Crash does the peace signs now. Oh god, I love that name for the trophy, Papu Popped. Man, this is looking amazing. It feels great. It's like everything I want in a remaster. I've waited so long for this. It's been nearly 9 years since Crash Mind Over Mutant came out. And now here I am playing this. Oh yeah, and before we go to Rolling Stones, I'd like to go to this special area over here, and no, it's not a secret level. This is Coco's time machine, where you can actually unlock Coco, and I love the reference to Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped they did there. They actually put the warp, like the portal for Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped for Coco to come out from her time machine. Yeah, and else do you want her to join the adventure? I'll click yes, and then press R2 to start to swap to Coco. Continue. Okay, now, as for playing with Coco, I plan to do a full playthrough of Coco after I do the time trials. So, after I do the time trials, for the first game. So yeah, I'll be doing the full playthrough as Crash and full playthrough as Coco. But yeah, I'll do this in order. Alright, Rolling Stones. Not that far away from completing the first island now. And this is like the harder counterpart to Jungle Rollers over here. And unlocking a new path by earning the blue gem elsewhere. Yeah. And I don't want to spoil anything to where you earn that blue gem, but yeah. Oh, you can actually run into the background. Run into the camera just like you can in the original. I just figured I'd test that out for the fun of it, you know. Dun, dun, dun. First one I took on. Right through that. Brio bonus. It looks like they actually put it on top of a Brio, on top of that crate this time, instead of just inside of that crate. I'm gonna wait for the invincibility to wear off in case the invincibility doesn't, you know. Okay, that fucked up. I think I felt a bit of slight input lag, but you know, I'm not gonna complain. I love this game. It's amazing. Oh, that was close. I still don't really 100% get why I'm actually, you know, I probably should have went for those plants when I had the invincibility, but you know, we all make mistakes, and this is a brand new build of a game, so if this was the original, I would have actually been able to have done that, like, without taking a single hit, but you know, shit happens. Dun, 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 dun. Fucking hell. I know, I could have easily spun that, but you know, I'm just taking all this in. We are entering the level for Jungle Rollers. The bonus round. Entering Jungle Rollers? What the fuck am I on about? I mean the bonus round for Rolling Stones. Yeah, I'm loving the major differences in terms of background and aesthetics that they put in for the bonus rounds, especially in Insane Trilogy. This is all looking so sick. Cortex steals your goal once again. In the original, Torna doesn't disappear, but in the Japanese original version she does, but now here she actually disappears the whole way. Oh yeah, I'm actually liking this platform over here. You see this platform I'm standing on? Like, you actually see grass coming out of it instead of blending into the sides. Instead of blending into the edges, like it did in the PS1 version. Oh, now we encounter the Brio bonus round earlier in the level, because originally you'd actually reach the Brio bonus round when you're actually later on in the level. Like, when you're near the end of the level, you get the third token. But yeah, anyways, moving on to the Brio bonus. Oh, trophy earned, I meant to do that. What, was that because I spent a life away? Probably was, you know. Brio blows himself up. He blows himself up just like in the original. Oh, the Brio bonus round. Bonus music just sounds as sick as the original. But yeah, now, as I was saying, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually doing surprisingly well for playing with the analog stick. I'm not even playing with the D-pad anymore like I usually do for the original. Well, the original you can only play with the D-pad for Crash Bandicoot 1 anyway, but, you know. And of course I missed a few boxes because I needed the blue gem in order to get down to that secret area that I'd get from Toxic Waste. It's not technically a spoiler because people already know what to expect for those who played the originals. But yeah. But then again, not everyone will know what I'm talking about when I actually say the names of the levels, because they're much further on in the game. Oh, Hogwild. Oh yeah, and now, here's something interesting that I'd like to show. You see Coco's icon? It would sometimes highlight, but at some levels, it would actually have a no entry sign to it over Coco's face, because there are certain levels that are actually dedicated for Crash Bandicoot to play. And it'll be the same case for Crash Bandicoot being like denied access to a level in Crash 3, since some levels in Crash 3 are actually meant for Coco. But yeah, but the good thing is that they both share platforming levels, which is what I love in this game. Which is what I love in this AAA remaster. Oh, here we go. The music played later than I thought. As you can hear in the music, they actually gave it a more Western theme. It's not like... It's not really as, like, you know, classic as you hear it, but it does pay homage to the original as well. Oh, fuck. I hit the edge, and he ran on top of the edge, but then he fell down. Like, usually in the original I'd make this all in one sitting, but, you know, never mind. Oh, and there's another interesting difference. That's actually really funny. I actually decided to show that one off on purpose for the fun of it. Okay, now that is different. But yeah, Crash actually gets thrown much further whenever you hit one of the natives. And the funny thing about that mechanic is that in a native at the end, you can actually hit a native, but also land in the portal, in the end portal of the level at the same time. Actually, I think I'm going to start using the analog for this section because it kind of seems to control a little slower than what I remember, like on the end, than in the originals. Oh yeah, then you actually hit the fucking... I actually find it funny how Crash actually hits the fucking, like, trampoline. I'm gonna be really careful. Oh, that was so close. And let's see if I can actually... Oh, I can't actually jump on top of that house anymore like I can in the original. I can't jump on top of the native house. I got one of the tricky ones, which is good. Got one of the tricky crates. Done. Yeah, this is one of the levels which you can actually get. Oh fuck. Yeah, as I was gonna say, this is one of the levels which you can actually get one of the boxes in. But yeah. But I'm not surprised really. This is actually one of the harder levels as well. But it's actually, no, this is an easy level, but it's just the new mechanics are making it sort of difficult in a sense. Then again, I just need to get used to it. Well, this is not... I gotta say, this is actually nothing compared to Whole Hog, so I'm gonna like wait till I get to Whole Hog and then I can say what is actually hard. But yeah, and that's like, Whole Hog is like the much harder counterpart of this level, so yeah, I'm gonna make it. Let's do this shit. There's something about that hog in particular that's really finicky. But then again, it was sort of the same story in the original, but here it kind of seems to take the piss a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna kill myself on purpose because I missed that box. But you know, don't worry people, I'm still the same Cool Pro 195, it's just the controls are different. I'm still the same Cool Pro, you guys know, I just need to get used to a new build of a game. Ah, that's so much better. And we got the gem. Oh, another interesting thing that I forgot to point out is that it actually plays the opera sound effect that plays whenever you collect a crystal and a gem from Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. And they've implemented that onto all 3 games, which is what I really like. I love that aspect in the game. I love how they did that in Sane Trilogy. It's like, ah. Okay, now this is the final level of the island that we're gonna play, and which is Native Fortress, and it's the harder counterpart of the Great Gate. Back to the tribal levels. Hint: want old school controls? Try the directional buttons. Well, yeah, I fucking figured that. I was actually trying both of them out. But you know, it turns out I'm actually doing surprisingly good as with the analog stick. So yeah, over here they decided to put 1 crate back instead of just have 2. They were like, you know, I figured I'd just spoon feed the players in the 3rd level. I figured like, let's spoon feed the players in the first few levels, just to, you know, make sure the game is not as punishing as it was in the original. Speaking of which, like, it's actually gonna be so funny, like, seeing these people actually, seeing all these new people play the game and actually die a shit ton of times and say, oh man, this is too fucking hard. And I'm like, bitch please, you've seen nothing. Like, play the original for the PlayStation 1 and you'll see what hard is. That is proper fucking punishing, if anything. That's why Crash 1 is the most heavily tweaked game. And wow, you actually can still bounce on top of it when there's just a little flame building up to a big flame. Okay, I was meant to go on top of this puff, but you know. Alright, that was a little... whoa, shit. I was gonna say that was a little finicky there. Alright, let's get through this. I'm still bossing out people, don't worry. Just a few... It's nothing a few comebacks can't fix. The mechanics are slippery as well. Interesting, I don't actually get a Wumpa Fruit for killing 2 turtles at the same time this time, just like you did in the original. Oh well. I mean, they're already spoon-feeding the player enough as it is, so yeah. And also another thing I clocked is that I like how you can actually see the background through like the blank spaces of the woods as well. Wow. Okay, let's try and make this. Let's try and make this in one piece, because in the original I can piss easily do this, but you know, the controls do slightly feel heavier as usual, and it turns out you actually do need more momentum within your jumps. And it's also timing is actually key whenever you make it across. Finally we made it to this checkpoint. Whoa, okay. Man, just seeing all that stuff in the background, it's amazing. What the? Okay, now that was a piss take. I was definitely robbed off my jump there. Like, I could have piss easily made that. Yeah, I didn't. Oh, well, it's all calm still. Like, I'm enjoying this game for like, you know, all the piss takes, all the joy, all the laughter. I'm just happy that Crash Bandicoot is back in my life. Oh, I see why they did that. I see what went wrong there. They're actually... These totem poles with the spikes on them, they're actually much faster than in the original. Because in the original, when that TNT is just about to blow up, I could easily make that in one go. But right now, it's just fucking taking the piss. But now, they just made that faster, which makes it more difficult. Yes! Turns out you actually still can make it, it's just the timing of the totem pole. Okay, now for the bonus round of Native Fortress, and yeah, this is the final level we're playing, by the way. Right, and now, here's another really interesting difference for the bonus round that I'd like to point out. Over here, instead of a blue sky, or, like, a clear background, you actually see everything. You actually see a purple sky with Cortex's castle in the background, which is also on the third island that you reach. And I'm loving this already. I'm not sure if I'm going to record a second part straight after, but I might do for the fun of it, or I just might give it a little break. Because, you know, I still got this part to render. Still got this part here to render. Oh yeah, speaking of which, I just remembered what that Windows 10 sound effect was. it was a notification sound effect for my unboxing video that I rendered. And yeah, people, I made an unboxing video for those of you who are not aware. Hang on, let me see if I can still hit that from here like I could do in the original. Yes, I can still do it. Oh fuck. Okay. Come on. Okay, it's gonna take some time. Oh yeah, the hitboxes with these, they've actually made them bigger. Which is actually quite interesting. And it really does make it easier for the player. If anything. Whoa, okay. Try not to slip up. Ah, fuck. Okay, come on, Crash. Let's not fuck up. I was actually holding the X button as well, and it wasn't actually jumping to its full extent. Which is the funny part. I think you guys are probably surprised that I'm actually not raging right now. If anything, like, this isn't, like, annoyingly stupid. This is laughably stupid. Like, the way this shit is actually happening. Okay, let's make it through the normal route like a boss. Or what you know, as soon as I hit the... Fuck. I was gonna say, as soon as I actually got hit by that fire. As soon as I actually got hit by that fire, I lost my Aku, but I had a little bit of invincibility that actually killed the other enemy on the other end. I basically didn't do jack shit to kill that enemy. All I had to do was take a hit from Aku and keep his invincibility streak, his little like flashing animation going, which gives you a little bit of invincibility. And then it actually kills the enemy. Oh yeah, and here's another thing I'd like to showcase. It's the secret area. Well, it's not exactly a secret area, but it's a shortcut that you can take, which is basically the piss easy way, aka like the coward's way out to complete this area if you don't want to go through here. So yeah, here's an exploit that they put in. They had it since the original, so yeah, this is nothing new. Whoa, okay, yeah, I remember that happening in the original too. Like, sometimes you can get stuck in the spikes, but you know, some of this was actually to be expected as well. Some of it is actually to be expected. Okay, I was meant to land on that fucking fire pot, but you know, I didn't make it. But you know, shit happens. Oh god. Now, one thing I didn't point out, which I feel like I could have pointed out, but I didn't have much time, is the music of these totem levels. Like, basically, you can hear them, you can still hear aspects of the original in it, just like you can in some of the other tracks. Oh, and over here, you actually need the red gem in order to go up to the secret area, and just like in Native Fortress, it's not like all of the crates. Actually, what I meant to say is, it's not, the way you access the secret area is not exactly the same. You jump on this platform and go up in Insane Trilogy, whereas in the original, it's basically a bunch of gem platforms that they put for you to jump on top of. Whoa, okay. Now, for those who pretty much like get heated over here, oh, that was fucking toast. I think it's the fact that I was holding X, it makes Crash jump proper high in comparison to the original. Actually, no, I think it's the same height, but it's just the way it skyrockets. It just feels different. Whoa, okay. Like, ease off the piss takes already. Whoa, hey. Alright. Okay, yeah. That was kind of my fault there. I jumped too early. Actually, that basically was my fault. I timed it wrong. Yeah, but just so you guys know, I'm not the only person who's been fucking up on this. There have been other people fucking up on this on their playthroughs and live streams and let's plays. Wherever you see on YouTube. Okay, as I was gonna say, you can easily get toasted here. But to avoid that, there's this exploit that you can actually go over here. And back here, there's a hidden life that you can collect. If you actually don't want to do all three of those pots in one go. But it is possible. Oh, my friend is messaging me. Well, I don't know what he messaged, so yeah. I'm gonna end this recording real soon anyway, because I'm approaching near the end of the island. Alright, but anyways people, for those of you who don't know, that is Bandicoot 815. So yeah, shout out to him. He also pre-ordered Insane Trilogy, but you know, I don't know if he's doing anything on this channel with it, but we'll see. Alright. Oh crap. Okay, turns out you can't get that Wumpa fruit straight away. Yeah, I know. I know some people may find it annoying that I'm getting the Wumpa fruit, but fuck that shit. Well, opinions are opinions, but yeah, whatever you feel, more power to you. Just no need to take it personal. Alright. Let's make it up. Well, at least I still know my own skills, so I can't say I'm fully at a loss here. Man, that background looks so fucking sick. Oh yeah, and another thing I clocked over here is that the portal would originally be positioned over here with this platform that I'm standing on right now, but now the portal is over here. Alright, missed 11 boxes, but yeah, that's to be expected because, as I mentioned before, you need the red gem from Slippery Climb in order to actually access that area, to unlock that gem platform to take you up to the secret area. This is an amazing transition that transitions you to the second island, and what you know, they've actually orientated it the other way. They pretty much inverted the way you actually go through the island, but the levels is still presumably in the same order. But yeah, anyways people, that's officially the first island complete for now. I'll be revisiting it with the gems and everything else whenever I unlock secret areas and stuff. But yeah, anyways, this is part 1 complete, and in the next part, which is part 2, I'll be starting off with up the creek on the second island. So see you lot in part 2. Feel free to subscribe, like or rate, however you want to put it, and comment below to leave feedback, and or share it around with others, with your friends and family, whoever they may be. Anyway, this is part 1 complete, so see you lot in part 2 of Let's Play Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy for the PlayStation 4. Laters everyone, peace out.